Briheem Douglas. I'm the Vice President of Unite Here, Local 274. I'm also a former worker and a grill cook at Citizen Bank Ballpark, where the Phillies play at, and also where the NFC East champions, Philadelphia Eagles, play at Lincoln Financial. Been a union member for well over a decade. I'm also now an outreach coordinator with our Hospitality Academy. I help employ residents in Philly from some of the poor zip codes and low-wage poverty areas throughout the city. My very first time seeing Helen was at 440, the school district headquarters. I was there as an organizer, but also a concerned parent because I have 2 boys and I have children and nieces. The SRC at the time, as they were called, pretty much, I feel like, destroyed the Philadelphia school system. Children were crying and fighting to keep their schools open. When Helen Gim spoke, that moved me, right? She spoke bold and with much conviction, and they had to kick her off the stage because that was what it was going to take for her to get off. And this was way before the city council victories, way before this mayoral run. This is how I was introduced to her as an activist and a school teacher who deeply cared for the children in the schools, and that was getting, because the schools wasn't getting the attention that it needed, right? For me, it's not about how you talk, but like how you walk, right? At the end of the day, did you put in the work, right? Well, you know, Helen Gim has done that, right? She has supported me and my coworkers at the stadiums numerous times. And the most remarkable moment I can remember was the pandemic, right? And we all was going through it in the pandemic, right? But 2020 and 2021, where she championed the bill on city council where thousands of stadium workers, right, kept their jobs. That was, that was what was at stake during that period. There was no certainty that Aramark workers would keep their jobs at all 3 sports complexes in South Philly. We have also for years feared, down at the stadiums that workers would lose their jobs at the stadiums, right? Because Aramark would leave or something. But guess what she did during the pandemic? Made sure all workers not only returned to work, but if Aramark decided to leave or if they lost the contract, then regardless of what happens, that all hospitality stadium workers' jobs would be protected, no matter what company comes in. All those workers were laid off during the pandemic, and they kept their jobs because of Helen Gim. She has been in action with us at the airport and also supported the healthcare bill alongside with other council members that would get free healthcare to PHL workers. She came to the airport and shut it down with us and did a die-in for healthcare because, we did a die-in and much needed at PHL. And because of that, the first group of workers, Sky Chef workers, now have free healthcare, and other companies at the airport will soon follow suit because of that. With the hotels, she ended the on-call system with the Fair Work Week bill that billionaires who are running, right, for mayor complained about. It was not good, but we know it's affecting the working class in a positive way. And I'm gonna say their names: Derek Green, and who was running for mayor, obviously, and Cindy Bass, who's still on council, right, was trying to get the hotel bill thrown from hotel workers. Helen Gim brought in a non-union worker, non-union cook from the Marriott, right, to the backroom meeting where all the deals happen at city council, which is unheard of. She brought her in. They heard her, her name is Lakeisha Welling. She has 4 children. Derek Green and Cindy Bass, right? They were there and they couldn't find it in their heart to pass that bill, right? They couldn't find it in their heart to backdoor that bill because Lakeisha was right there and because Helen Gim brought her into the back room, which people don't, especially people on council, never ever do. That's how real Helen Gilman is, right? She will not, she will not like screw the working class people. She's a former teacher, right? She won't do schools wrong, obviously, we know that, right? Her very own children were in the Philadelphia school system, right? She will put workers and communities first before these larger than life companies, right? And she'll be firm and bold, 99% for Philadelphians, and fight the 1%. We know Helen has put all the work in necessary, and she's sprinkle fit to be the next mayor, first woman, and the 100th mayor of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We got to do more though, right? Than just vote, because we're all going to go out and vote. We got to do more than that. My birthday, just so you guys know, is May 9th. This is lame day. It's on Tuesday next week. And it's a working day for me. I typically don't do anything on Tuesdays, but I initially had plans to, do something on the weekend, go away or whatever, but those plans have changed. And I'll do a little something maybe Friday night after I've done. But I'm working like all weekend. This is super important. So I'll be knocking on doors during my free time. And I found by us knocking on doors, people are super undecided on who they want to vote for, right? And because of that, we've had good conversations on the doors. Either they're voting, we've then encouraged them to vote for Helen Gilm, or also they're really going to consider her and really take a look at her because somebody actually knocked on their door to talk about it. I think we got to do all we can do now. Let's do all we can do now.